All right, so today we are diving into the homepage of a pretty interesting brand, Buff's Sunglasses. And they're promising way more than just, a pair of sunglasses. We're going to deconstruct how they're trying to sell not just a product, but a whole new identity. So let's get right into it.
So the first thing you see when you land on their site is this unleash your charisma. I mean, wow. Right away, you can tell they aren't just selling you something to block the sun, right? They're selling a transformation. It's this huge aspirational promise that honestly sets the bar incredibly high from the get-go.
So you gotta ask, right? How on earth can a pair of sunglasses actually do that? How can they deliver on a promise that big? Well, according to them, the secret is all in their philosophy. And, maybe more importantly, in the materials they use. Okay, so first up is this idea of being crafted for the exceptional. This whole section really gets into who they're trying to talk to, and it's all about that core message of exclusivity. And just check out this language. Crafted for the bold, worn by the exceptional. I mean, that's not your typical product description, is it? It's more like a signal to a specific group of people. The message here is so clear. If you buy these, you're not just a customer. Nope, you're joining an exclusive club. It's about identity, not just, an accessory. All right, so that's the whole marketing vibe, the feeling they're going for. But what are these things actually made of? What's under the hood? Let's dive into the anatomy of a buff. So the foundation for their frames is all natural, genuine horn. And that choice, that's super important. See, horn has always been a classic luxury material. It's light, it's strong, and maybe the coolest part, no two horn patterns are exactly the same. So every single pair is one of a kind. Just using this material right off the bat, it screams old world quality and craftsmanship. So this really lays out what you could call their ladder of luxury. Everyone starts with that genuine horn frame and some impact-resistant lenses. But from there, it's all about how you customize it. You can choose your stones. Anything from carbon-coated cubic zirconia, which is a really high-end simulant, all the way up to actual natural diamonds. Then you've got your metal plating, white, rose, or yellow gold. It creates this really clear path from, say, a premium product all the way to absolute top-tier luxury. And all of this customization, it leads us to what is probably their biggest selling point, crafting your custom vision. This is the moment where they stop just selling you something and instead they invite you to become a part of the creative process.
And they lay out the process in 4 really clear steps. Step 1, you start with a new rimless frame. Step 2, you pick your stones and your lenses. Step 3, you select your plating. And then look at that final step, create the best vision of you. It brings everything right back to that original promise about charisma. They do a great job of making the whole idea of custom feel less fuzzy and more like a simple, totally achievable process.
Now, this 2-tiered system for the stones is actually really smart from a business perspective. By offering both the high-end simulated diamonds and the real deal, they make the experience of designing your own custom pair accessible to more people. So even if you can't swing for the natural diamonds, you can still participate. It means you can buy into that exceptional identity at different price points, which is, pretty clever. But here's the thing. The relationship doesn't just end when you click buy. And that brings us to our next section, more than just frames. What they've done is build this whole ecosystem around the product, positioning themselves as more of a long-term luxury service. So this whole ecosystem is really designed to keep you in their world. It's not just about that first custom order. It's about repairs, getting new lenses down the line, and this is the really interesting part to me, an elite Discord community. So they're basically turning a one-time purchase into an ongoing membership. They're building a club, and that club just reinforces that whole exclusive identity we talked about. And then there's this fascinating twist. After all this talk about natural horn and old world craftsmanship, they call themselves an AI-powered luxury eyewear platform. That is such a deliberate choice, right? They're blending this very traditional, natural material with the most modern tech imaginable. The idea, I think, is to say that AI is what makes the whole custom experience so seamless, from the moment you start designing to any service you might need later.
All right, so let's try and pull all these threads together in our final section, Your Luxury, Your Way. The brand kicks things off with this huge promise of charisma and being exceptional. And now we've seen their playbook. You take unique materials, you add deep customization, and you wrap it all in an exclusive community. But the real question is, does it actually work?
So what's their proof? What do they offer up to show that it works? Well, they point right to their perfect 5 out of 5 star rating. And that, of course, is their social proof. It's the signal to any new customer that, hey, for the people who've already bought in, the promise is being delivered. And they leave you with this final, really powerful mission statement. It almost feels like a challenge, you know? A challenge to the rest of the luxury world. They're saying they aren't just selling you a thing. They're on a mission to completely redefine what custom even means, turning it into something that's deeply personal, something you help create. Ultimately, this whole brand is making a pretty big bet. They're betting that for you, for the modern consumer, luxury isn't just about buying a famous name off a shelf anymore. They think it's shifting toward helping create something that is uniquely yours. Which leaves us with a really interesting question to chew on. Is true luxury something you can buy, or is it something you can help create?